Guys, once again. Yeah, we had an internet failure. Okay, who's gonna play here?
I'm not yet sure if we are live.
Let's check. Because
Uh-huh.
it showed that we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's here with us.
Sorry guys, we had our internet down. Don't know why, but it happens so much more often than it used to be. So before the war, we had these internet cuts like once in half a year, so it was always up. And now, time after time, like each few days, we have 10-15 minutes out just for no reason.
There is surely some reason, we just don't know what's the reason. And hi to Jess, hi to June, hi to Jackie, hi to Svarna, hi to everyone. And thank you for waiting for us. Yeah, unfortunately, it happens at times.
I hope we will not hear it right away.
Yeah, please.
Let's play. Give her a bit of life. Come on.
Sure.
Okay. She almost destroyed an ear.
Yeah, this fox is already doesn't have one eye. One is here,
and where's the eye?
Nobody knows. And now the ear was also torn apart. You cannot be accurate with your plush toys yet, Chuck.
Yeah, that's why we try to buy her only made from rubber, like a really tough rubber. Otherwise, she will tear it apart.
Yeah, she destroys them way too quickly.
Yeah.
But she adores.
She loves this process. She's like a taxidermist, like taking everything apart.
What's Chapati's favorite food? I would say that probably it's cheese.
And
especially like some sorts of cheese which would have a very intense smell, like goat cheese, like
Chapa.
No.
Just heard the sounds of
No.
tearing toy. And also, of course, fish.
Fish, and she really loves fish. So when she hears, smells any fish, she becomes crazy.
Yeah, few times we bought her dried fish, and it was her favorite treat. She really enjoys it a lot. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have it in Ukraine, like this culture of making dried fish for dogs. So we have only dried fish for people, which would contain salt, and it's not good for animals. But when we were in Spain, not last year, Yeah.
it was more than a year ago when we were in Spain, we bought her some dried anchovies, some dried tuna, and it was really like her totally favorite treat. But speaking of course, we give that only as treats, because if you feed your dog only with cheese, that won't be good for health. Yeah, it's a bad diet. Roma loves Love You Chapati, and Joseph Paul writes Hi Chapati love from Kochi, Ernakulam. Oh, it's a very special place. It's a very special place.
And for Chapati, of course, her birthplace.
Baby was born.
Look at her.
Chuck,
She's
no,
like,
no,
Chuck,
please don't do
come,
this.
please.
Please, be gentle.
Not today. Of course, she's excited, and like she put her excitements into destroying this toy. Okay, guys. So yeah, let's read first comments, and then we'll talk about what happened this week. Oh, I think that Vlad has joined us. I don't know, are you still here? But hi, Vlad, missed you all this time. And we'll be glad to see if you're still in Kiev. And if you're still here on our stream. And if you hear us. Jackie writes that Ruby can be trusted with these plushes either. Yeah, these indies, they are
They have so many stuff in common.
Don't put your finger there.
Yeah, it's better not to put. Drew writes, my dog loves to destroy those sort of toys too, and Jess writes that Plugger usually goes for the squeaker first. Squeaker is
Yeah.
this
This-
stuff. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Chappie loves this prominent part, so this is why she started from ears and eyes.
Joseph Paul added that he feeds a lot of dogs and cats near Manorama Junction in Ernakulam. And it's very nice of you. We're proud of people who help the animals who are in need. And we hope that more and more people will take this example and will help dogs, especially in India, because they have so many problems. They are underestimated, they are treated bad. So thank you all people, kind people who help those dogs.
Yes, thank you so much, and we really hope that sooner or later you won't need to feed street dogs, because we really hope that there will be no street dogs, because all those dogs will finally have their loving families. That would be absolutely perfect. And Joseph Paul also writes that he read about Chapati in time few years back, Times of India. Yeah, we remember there was even 2 articles about Chap in Times of India, I guess.
Yeah, first one when we just
Yeah.
found her, and 3 years ago.
Actually, this was the first ever article about Chapati was on Times of India, and only after that, so many other media would find out Chapati's story and want to share it too.
Yeah, Joseph Paul writes that this won't happen soon, anytime soon. Dogs are part of Indian streets. We understand that 100%. We just say that this attitude needs to be changed gradually, of course. Some generations need to.
Because
Well,
actually, dogs were domesticated. Wolves were domesticated in order to make a companion for people. So dogs' purpose, dogs' lifestyle is to live together with the person, not living on the streets. It's a sort of mistake of history that this happens, and it should be that all dogs should have their owners. But of course, it will take lots and lots of time to change the situation. But still, like, why not hoping? Why not dreaming that this could happen? If you're not dreaming, you don't have any aim, and this would never come to reality. So only dreaming makes progress. Swano Bronson writes, love how Chapati is just munching on her toy in the background. Haha, she's adorable. Yes, she is. Adorable and naughty at times. Hello guys, hello smile, cause it's free. Okay. And Joseph Paul also writes, but as 2/3 death from rabies happen in India, people here are bad with dogs, and Muslims are predisposed to dislike dogs. And in Fort Kochi, a lot of Muslims. Yeah, Joseph, unfortunately, we know all this situation. It hurts us so much. And it's really bad that the whole religion has this bad attitude to dogs. But on the other hand, it's like we may see that in, let's say, Turkey, which is full of Muslims.
It's a Muslim country.
It's a Muslim country. Yeah, they have lots of street dogs. They don't have this culture very much developed to have a dog as your pet. They are mostly about cats. but still their attitude to those street dogs is really good. All those dogs are well fed. They have governmental programs to vaccinate them so they
Yeah.
don't have this rabies problem. So like actually it's not a problem of dogs to have this rabies, it's a problem of people who don't
Treat them. Yeah.
treat them right, and
It's all
don't
about the
try.
government. You need to, of course, put money to that. You need to actually teach people that if those dogs are well treated and if they're vaccinated and they muted, of course, because you need to control the population. It's obvious, but when you do it
Of
right,
course, it's always better if a dog will never be born rather than it would be born and then it will suffer its whole life. So, of course, this is the best way to. Chop, please, baby. Come on.
Chop.
Okay, it's a very big and very hard topic. Very controversial at times, especially when we talk about countries like India and Ukraine, which still have dogs on the street. Like in Ukraine, we already started to manage this problem, but this fucking stupid war, of course, it brings us back to this problem because so many people killed, so many dogs lost their owners, lost their homes. So yeah, we are going to face this trouble. We're already facing it. So yeah, it's a hard question, but let's get back to this stupid war and tell you some updates of this week. And of course, let's get back to Turkey and Syria and our greatest condolences to the people of these countries too. And of course, so many animals were also killed because of that, and it's very, very sad stuff. By the way, unfortunately, they are predicting that there could be. Oops.
Okay, it happened.
Who is destroyer of phones? Chappies. Yeah, so they are predicting that there could possibly be one more huge, massive, enormous earthquake quite soon, and it could probably be even the worst earthquake in the history. And they say that this could happen in Greece. So, guys,
sooner or later, but
yeah, try to be safe. I think that probably it's not a good idea to go to Greece in the nearest time.
but like you never know.
Yeah, you never
it could
know.
be in 10 years. It could
Maybe,
be,
yeah, but still, it could happen, and we should understand because, like, I still think that human population is sort of a cancer on our planet Earth, and I'm not very much surprised that at times our planet Earth is very angry at us about
But what-
everything we do.
but
But it's very philosophical.
and yeah, it's sometimes it's a really scientific approach, but I think not this time. I mean, earthquakes were always there. It's just
Yeah.
movement of these plates. So
Yeah, of course. I just mean that such moments, they should teach us and they should make us thinking at times that we should be more careful about our planet.
I think we need
Of
to.
course, it
to-
doesn't mean that she will never present us some earthquakes, tsunamis, and sort of stuff, but still, why not thinking about?
I think it is going to be obligation of everybody in the next few decades because those problems we are facing with ecology and the future of Earth is so like obvious and mind blowing. So yeah, back to what we have.
Back to
here.
reality.
Back
Back to nowadays. Okay, just right. Wow, so scary about the possibility of bigger earthquakes. Stay safe, everyone. Yeah, so guys, our biggest wish for you is to do your best to stay safe and to love your planet Earth, even though at times she can be a bit cruel.
Why is she?
I don't know. Why not?
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature,
Okay.
yes. God is a woman.
So, what else happened on this week? I think that politically and war-wise, the most important stuff it was, of course, the tour of our President Zelensky to Europe. So Zelensky visited United Kingdom, met the Prime Minister, met the King, then had a voyage to Paris, where he met the President of France and the head Chancellor of Germany. And afterwards, there were meetings in the European Parliament and the European Council. So it was like very fruitful few days, and so many talks with leaders of Europe, and I think like it became, and it actually became more and more obvious that Europe is there to support Ukraine fully till the end of the war. So it shifted the minds of European leaders. Like gradually they are changing their minds, and I think they don't afraid Russia that much anymore. They do see the possibility for Ukraine to win this war, and they are ready to act more prominent to actually make some impact, not only trying to support Ukraine not to lose, but give us needed weapons to actually win this war on the battlefield. So, what we heard after these meetings, first of all, of course, all this tank story. We are expecting to receive not only Leopard 2nd, the newer version, but also the old Leopard 1, which are like more than 40 years old, but
still much, much better than Russian.
They were modernized so many times.
Yes.
They received so many nice updates and adjustments. And it was said that we may have up to 170 of these Leopards 1. And also, as you remember, Third Germany told about 14 Leopards 2. But a few days ago, Scholz said that he is aiming to send to Ukraine 80 Leopards 2 till the end of March, which is like really, really soon, and it's a great speed. That's the speed we need. And our soldiers, they start preparation and trainings to operate Challengers of Great Britain, Leopards. So Abrams, of course, in the USA. So we are in the middle of this preparation, and it of course will take some time, 6-8 weeks, up to 2 months. But actually, as so many experts said that our counteroffensive operation could start in April, after the land will be dry, unfrozen, then it's gonna be wet, and then it's supposed to become dry, so those tanks and all the vehicles could move like countryside fields
easily.
Yeah. So these were the most important things. And the other thing, which was also prominent this week, so Russia started their offensive operations in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. They had like very strong movements towards our positions. They tried to break the front to advance further, but they were stopped. And in one of these places, it's named Vuhledar. Russia lost more than 30 armored vehicles, and combining these few days, combining three major points where they started their attack, they lost more than 100 armored vehicles. Only 3 days. And last few weeks, the records of people, Russian troops lost on the battlefield, they were beaten. So this each day right now, Russia loses approximately 900 people dead and few times more wounded. So those are really intense and heavy fights. And of course, Ukraine also pays price for that. We are losing our...
Yeah, but again, we can see. Oh, please, baby. Again, we can see how Russia, it never counts how much that people they are going to lie on Ukraine's land. Just they don't give a fucking care on how many people would be dead. Not speaking about Ukrainians, but also same with their own Russian people. They just never count. Like nobody, no person, even with some traces of brain, would ever do that. He would stop this madness because there is no sense like taking one small, tiny town with so many people dead. There is no sense in any universe for that. But for Putler and all the people there, it doesn't matter. They just don't count how many lives are given for nothing. Yep, I think what else? Also, we have there is a great possibility of receiving some new rockets for HIMARS from Great Britain, which will be of more distant range. Eugene, what about that?
I know what Chappie wants.
Everybody know what Chappie wants. To finish this stream?
No, she wants to be whole.
I just paid attention that you're wearing your t-shirt.
Vice versa.
Vice versa, yeah. This should be on your back.
Okay. So yeah, we were promised by United Kingdom government, by Rishi Sunak, that we will receive those very important missiles, ground-to-ground missiles from Great Britain, which could strike. Like there are few versions, but the main one, the export one, is 250 kilometers, which is very, very nice for our army to control all.
250? No.
Yes.
I think there is 140 and.
It's different missile. So we are talking
I think
about.
they are calling these not missiles. They are calling these rockets. I mean this.
I am talking about missiles right now, about 250.
The one which are put inside HIMARS. I think
No,
they
I was
call
talking
it,
about different one.
Okay.
And this is 250 kilometers, and it will help our army to destroy logistics, which is very important. Not to have these supplies to Crimea, and from Crimea and Donbass to the Azov region, which is very important. It's only one railroad there, one track. And if we control that track, if we can reach that, to destroy it, so it will be, to control all the movements over there, it will be the great problem for their logistics. So they will not supply their artillery mainly. So this is very important for us. I hope that we will get it quite soon. as it was promised, and we are expecting a Rammstein meeting. It's gonna be next week. Yeah, on 13 or 14. Yeah, it is next week, and there will be talks about aviation.
And we hope to get some presents for Valentine's Day.
And also, President Biden will come to Poland on February 20 for a few-day visit. We don't know whether it's gonna be seeing Zelensky, but it could be the case. But anyway, we hope that they will announce some kind of new agreements, some new shipments, and of course new kinds of ammunition and weapons, long-range missiles and aviation and drones. It's what we need right now the most.
Eugene, I'm sorry, but I'm so much confused. I want to talk about this. We've got a comment from Atta Anuki who writes, "Hi from Timoshenko 13A."
Which is the address
It
of
is the address of the apartment we lived 2 years ago. And
3 years ago.
3 years ago, and I just cannot understand who could that be. Maybe it's Lisa.
I don't know.
My only idea is that it's Lisa, and if this is you, darling, please let me know. Miss you so much. But it's really nice.
What else? We actually suffered a missile attack, rocket attack this week.
I think it was
No, it was
yes.
No, it was a few days ago.
The day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like just
a few days ago. It was a drone attack.
But time here it now is so much slow, and that like just in one day you may think that something happened a month ago.
Yeah, and our
Dimo on writes, "I saw your car also."
Oh, that is cool.
Me too. Ah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I still cannot understand what is going on here.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, we have a special design of Chapati's car. There is her face put on it, and also there are addresses of her Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So yeah, and actually, things like that happened even abroad, when we were on our travels and.
Yeah, just in the last post we made, it was such an adorable comment from a guy who lived in the same hotel in Portugal where we were in November 2021. Yeah, so he actually subscribed to Chapati's channel just because he saw that on a car, and he still continues to follow Chapati's story, and of course he would start to think of our destiny as soon as he found out that there is a full-scale war in Ukraine. Yeah, so at times this car brings new followers to Chapati.
So let me come back to the attack we faced. So our anti-missile system, air defense system, they were very effective. First of all, they took down almost all drones, but few. And about the rockets, the missiles, we were able to take down 61 of 71, which is 85%, and it's the percentage very high. So our guys were very effective, and thanks to them for that. And we are hoping to receive new systems, during the next few months. It's going to be Patriots, it's going to be SMT from Italy and France. And we also getting small vehicles which are mainly designed to fight small flying objects like drones. So we received more than 30 this kind of weapons from Lithuania, and those weapons were made in Sweden, but they were delivered by the Lithuanian government. So I hope that take it into the account that Russia will lack the quantity and the actual quality of these missiles, so they are almost out of the precise missiles. They will use like a simpler and older one, and when our air defense systems will become more efficient and more massive, mainly, which is really really important because we have like a very vast territory and we need a lot of air defense system to cover it. But I hope that our towns, especially cities near the front line, will be more protected because right now we are facing brutal attacks. For example, in Zaporizhia, it was a record also this week. During one night, 37 strikes of heavy like bombs, which they are weight like a few hundred kilograms explosive materials inside of each. So it was a very very hard attack. Do you want to take Chapati or what?
No, I think she's fine, and it's better.
So like
than
you know there is some position for cats when you take it by neck,
Mhm.
like
I don't know this word in English.
yeah, so they will become
Super calm.
steady, not moving. So Chapati also it works like with her when you put her upside down. She's like, okay, I can do nothing with that. I will just lay and will relax.
And relax. Yeah.
It actually helps to relax her.
Yeah, we do it quite often when we are facing attacks with those heavy explosions, where when she's afraid of them, it really helps.
Yeah, it actually because I think it's both connecting with like of course physiology, but also it's kind of a trust and these special moments of
Of course, you trust.
connecting to the person and to the dog who love each other.
Yeah, Jura's brilliant destruction of the drones, and I'm so much happy about this because like 2 nights in a row we were expecting not to have any sleep because these drones were heading to Kiev, and wow, they just never even reached it.
Yeah, few of them were quite close, but
Yeah, but in Kiev region, but still not in Kiev itself. So it was really brilliant. Ingrid Maroglio writes Dall'Italia, and I'm not sure what does it mean, but maybe it's something like same as de Italia in Spanish.
yeah, from Italy. That's
So love. So it's love.
Amore.
Amore.
Amore dall'Italia.
Amore cantate. Okay, I will not sing more words because I don't know Italian. I know only a few words. And my favorite word in Italian is melanzana. I adore this word. It means an aubergine, an eggplant. But it sounds so beautiful. Melanzana.
Atanuki, bye bye if you're still here. As
Have a nice day.
we were waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, what else, guys?
I just want to read the comments regarding the topic which we were discussing. Drew writes, I'm so pleased our country continues to support Ukraine. Oh yes, Drew,
Yeah.
we
One of the locomotives of this support.
really, like, at the same time we are both super happy and grateful, but also it's like something which we got used to in a good sense. I just mean that Britain is now a country whom we always expect to be the first to force all this
Changes,
yes. And of course, like while Zelensky had his speech in Parliament, Boris Johnson had the biggest smile on his face and clapping so hardly. Yep, and of course, Rishi Sunak, we adore his attitude.
It seems that he is such a nice guy. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know his inner politics, but he seems to be thoughtful and very open and probably kind of brave. I think he is a nice guy.
Yes, Jess writes 900. They don't care until it comes to their time. Yeah, yeah, it's absolutely true. It's just these people probably just lack they don't have even traces of empathy inside them. They just cannot understand that if that is happening in such a scales, soon it will reach them too. They just don't have this common logics. But but the more people killed, like as for now, I think, what is the statistics that each second person has or already has someone who was dead on the front line?
Don't make up. It's something different. We will. I don't remember exactly.
Maybe one of three people.
It's very important to tell exactly, not
Okay.
to make it up. So we found the statistics. So we were actually surprised that so many Russian citizens already know a person from their circle of acquaintances who was killed on the war. We will tell you later.
Yeah, but we will check out the statistics. Really, not to mix up facts. Super cool that he met the king. I read that was the first Ukrainian leader that met a British monarch ever. Huge moment. Yep, absolutely. It's a huge moment.
It was a discussion here because Zelensky was not first to meet, because two previous presidents, one Yushchenko and one Poroshenko, they actually met a queen. But it was not a meeting in the Buckingham Palace. It was not like audition. What's the name of this term of the meeting? Highly prevailed person. It was like occasionally meeting in some kind of forums, on some kind of European gatherings. So there were meetings, but the first official meeting of the monarch in the Buckingham Palace, yes, Zelensky was the first one.
Yeah, Jew writes, nice to see your president in the UK. He made a very good speech. Thanks, Jew. Yeah, and this is one more thing which we got used to in a good sense. He's perfect with good speeches, and his talent of being an artistic person, it surely makes a great contribution, but also his humane, like, his not only talent of being an actor, but also his personality.
Yeah, his charisma.
Charisma, yes.
And his probably honesty and like being straightforward, like telling what he thinks. If he needs anything, he tell that we need that. So I think, of course, it's all about politics, but during the war, politics themselves are not that important, and the survival of the state is the number one priority. So he's, I think, more bold and straightforward than he actually was, of course, before the war.
And it's so much important for us because, like, first thing is that comparing to our previous president, whom we never not previous, the one before previous. I mean Yanukovych, who was the puppet of Putler and who won the election only because of falsifications and nothing else. It was like when this guy was even started to say something super primitive, you would already have a facepalm because he was so stupid, like he couldn't say even few words. Even in the Russian or Ukrainian, not speaking about English.
I think it's like a feeling when you see that person tries to recollect some words and he's struggling really hard with that, especially when those words are pretty simple, and you want to help him somehow.
Yes.
Come on, say it. It's so.
Yeah, I think you at times also have this feeling with us when we just
Sure.
cannot recollect some word in English, but okay, it's quite fine to not to know all the words in English if it's not your native language. But when
I think it's quite fine not to know all the words when it's your native language.
yeah, but he couldn't know really primitive words. Okay,
Oh, just
that's not
forgot
a topic.
that the word is for this meeting is audience, so I said it right. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I said it something audience audition. Yeah.
Yeah,
Audience.
and the second point, it's also very important because it's an amazing comparison of two presidents of the countries who are in war. What you see of that old man, like he's telling bullshit. He's talking to himself, like no one understands what he's like. Okay, I just mean that he's so жалкий, pathetic. Yeah, he's so pathetic in his speeches, and of course, for us to see that our president can talk to the whole world and be understood, would be listened to, and would be understood. It's so important for our moral to be high and for us to believe that we still have a chance to win this stupid war and to live our normal lives as we used to live before.
Yeah, Jun Roth, he just seems like a really nice, genuine guy. Yeah.
We probably told that to you some time ago, but I will. I don't feel like I won't hide that because it's true. We didn't vote for Zelensky. At that point, when we had this election, we didn't believe that he would be that cool. Like, we just never saw any.
And he actually wasn't that cool when
He
he
wasn't
became
that cool,
president.
yeah.
He became cool when he faced this brutality and he had to make choices. And when he started to make choices, when he showed his bravery, his will and ability to fight, that was the moment of change for me. So
for us.
Yeah, because we understood that.
Actually, like, I started to change my mind about him even few months or maybe even half a year prior to full-scale war. But still, like, yeah, this happens at times. Like, we didn't believe in him when there was that election 3 years ago.
There were reasons for that.
Yeah, there were reasons for that. But what we see now, we cannot understand some people who would still say, like, I never voted for him, I don't believe him. My God, everyone told that Ukraine would be taken in 3 days. What else do you need? Like, isn't that the biggest, absolutely biggest, I'm not sure which word I'm going to use.
Moment of your life or what?
No, I mean that it's a sort of a proof that this guy is worse that, and probably no other president would
Absolutely.
make us...
So many people say that we were lucky having Zelensky during this time because we don't know what could have happened if he wasn't the president. And June writes, some people just show their true colors under pressure, and this is the case. Like, this is the place where you either grow and fight or you run and you don't change. I think that it was really that kind of moment. Pin Pearl in, sending love and everything positive your way. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, I think that, of course, we have quite a long stream today.
Like 45 minutes at least.
Yeah, of course. We lost maybe 10 or 15 minutes because of our internet falling down, but I want to share one more scene with you. It's a very small scene, but it's very important, and I'm just afraid that till next week we can forget about that. But what is very very important, what happened this week, is that this committee, which is investigating the crime of the Dutch Boeing, which was MH17, which was shot by Russian soldiers
in 2014.
in 2014. Yep, so
The
it's
bus.
6 years ago. Yep.
No, it's much more.
16. 2016?
I think it was MH17. It was 2014, I think.
14, so it's 8
Yeah, it's 8 years.
8 years. Yeah, so this committee finally, like for the first time ever, they told that Putin himself could be in charge of this crime.
Not in charge, but a participant.
A participant
Because
of this crime.
It probably was his idea, like his genuine and own idea to send this book system, which
Actually
shot the Boeing.
And why it's so fucking important? It's because, like, guys, I think you all can clearly understand that it's impossible that during the whole 8 years nobody would even think for a moment that it could be Putin. And only this week they found out this. No, that's impossible. There is only one explanation of this situation.
Not only one, but like the major.
The most logical one's explanation is that they knew it before, but they were afraid to tell that publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Putin is such an almighty man, he has his nuclear weapon, he can destroy half of the world with his nuclear weapon, we don't have to fight with him, we don't have to, like this situation with Voldemort. I don't know why I started to think about him, but like never naming his name. Yeah, you know who. It's the same stuff. Like they knew it, but they wouldn't say that in public because that could bring to a sort of conflict.
It's a very bold statement. You can't like just go with that.
To the president. Yeah, you can say that about a regular person probably, but still with some caution. Yeah, but still being cautious. But saying that about the president, of course, they still don't present any proof about that. They are just now only told that in public. But if they told that in public, it means that they definitely already have some proofs.
They had
because otherwise...
No, actually they showed the evidence.
Yeah.
They showed the video which depicted the talk of Putin with the guy who was in charge for that region, Lugansk region, Plotnitsky, the one who was head of rebels. So Putin had direct talks with him. He asked, what do you need? What can we provide so you can fight better? So they don't have this exact moment when he's telling, send me this missile and system book, and Putin says, yes, they don't have it. But they told that they need to question probably Putin, because Plotnitsky, is he alive? Yeah, I think he's alive, because so many of them are already dead and killed.
Luckily.
They had this evidence. They had a personal one-to-one conversation about the situation, and they were discussing all this armor and weapons and all the military systems. So if it is the case, because this book system is a very serious one, and it's like Russia don't have that much of them, and they are really important. So only a strong, powerful leader or commander or president could send anything like that in Lugansk region. And of course, even if he's not like did it himself, he knew about that. So he is involved. So he needs to actually have responsibility to be responsible for that.
Yes. But what is the most important in this case? The most important stuff is that if they finally told that in public after 8 years, it means that finally, they are not more longer that much afraid of Putin. This is the most important part. So all what they did before, all this year, when they didn't give us any tanks, when they didn't give us any missiles of long range, no interceptors, no like only javelins and some very primitive stuff. It was only because they were afraid of Putin. They were afraid to escalate this conflict, and now this moment saying that probably Putin is in charge for this crime with Boeing, it's a very huge move. It really like it's something not that big as sending tanks and aircrafts. But this is a very nice indicator of their minds started to change. And this brings a lot of hope because, of course, such a monster with so many people, slaves who can easily be taken to the army, and so much of stupid missiles which can easily destroy our dwelling houses, our whole cities, and all the nuclear weapon, of course, too. We don't forget about that. Of course, it's impossible to win that huge enemy only on our own. Of course, we need support. Of course, we need
and
all
we,
this.
We thank for all the support we have from you. It's very important, as I always say, to talk to you. So it was a long stream. We covered a lot. It was a pleasure.
An intense week, an intense stream.
So thank you guys for being with us. Hope to see you next Sunday. Hope we will not have any problems with electricity or internet. You see, sometimes we've had troubles with electricity. Today with internet. I hope that next time
everything we managed to make this stream, and thank you so much for being with us. Like, we've never before finished our stream that late.
Thank you guys. Have a great week and hope to see you next Sunday.
Good night to India. Good day. Have an amazing Sunday for the USA, Canada, and a bit of more evening for Great Britain.